Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to the channel, my friends. Today is Expanse Day, and it's a special Expanse Day because today is the Expanse Season 2, Episode 1, Safe, the season premiere. I've got two quick thoughts about this. One, I reject the title of this episode fully and completely because that is bullshit. This is the Expanse universe. Nothing is safe. It is live fire. It is full contact. It is deadly. I reject the title safe. I reject it. This is forever going to be the episode with no name for me. Second thing, I remember what you all have said. Now that I'm through season 1 and into starting season 2, you all have made comments like, hey, season 1's the slow season. I can't comprehend what that means because season 1 was one of the fastest paced, most information dense seasons or collection of episodes I've ever seen in my life. So I'm not sure I can handle it. I guess we'll find out, my friends. If you could do me a favor, hit that like button, smash that subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. You'll be alerted next time we go live with The Expanse, with Star Trek, with any of our sci-fi offerings, you'll be made aware. And of course, if you'd like those early or in their full-length format, link to the Patreons in the description. If you hate Patreon, join us over here on YouTube. You get the episodes about 24 hours early, plus bonus episodes like my case studies, then my personnel files for Star Trek. My friends, all that's then. This is now. And what's now? Now it's time for Season 2 of The Expanse, the premiere episode. Strangely enough, they didn't give it a title. My friends, prepare to engage maximum warp reaction. And away we go. Coldest.
On the ridge line.
We're blind here.
Still can't print the tangos.
Oh my God. Holy shit.
North out here. We're dust if we don't move. Cover me. Grab target data in our spot.
What is going on?
Gunny, Travis, right flank. Hillman, left. Roger, right.
Roger left.
Oh my God. Oh.
Target's incoming on my 9. High.
This is insane.
Coming on the right. They're lighting her up. Hillman, stay at your 9. Travis, go everything at your 6.
Where's the love?
Look at that shot.
Tango's painted, Gunny. 4.
Oh my God, that shot is so kinetic. This is some Iron Man shit.
Tango's down. We are in this crater.
3-4 Olympus, 612.
I was gonna say this is a training exercise.
You wait until you see our next run, Lieutenant. The skies will be crying just to please us.
No more next runs, Gunny. You're shipping out. Rumor is you're heading to Phoebe Station, so say your goodbyes and kiss your mommies. It's gonna be a long trip.
Phoebe, is this a flashback, I wonder? Okay, this group's going to Phoebe. I wonder if it's pre or post Scopuli Anubis.
I'll catch up with you in a minute.
Roger that, Gunny.
Okay, I don't know her name, Gunny, and it looked like it said Draper, if that's her. They really do a lot to make the Martians legitimately love their planet. Like they really kind of like go out of their way. Yeah. Let's go. Let's go, man. Ooh. Wes, my man. God, this show is so spectacular.
So, other than being blasted by 50 times the lethal limit of radiation, you're doing surprisingly well. Who knows? Maybe you'll develop superpowers that you can use. That'd be perfect for you.
So are he and Miller gonna be okay?
Infection on Eris. You didn't get on the Rocinante, so stop beating yourself up. You made it.
What's the matter? No. No. Okay, this has got to be a dream.
I
Jesus God Almighty. That seemed pretty vivid. There she is. Is this Alex? Or is this Amos?
The days when we work on a core, just the two of us, not having to say 10 words together all day.
Huh.
Lifetime ago, huh?
It's smart in case there's something dangerous in there. They're in the airlock with it open. So Amos could vent quickly if he had to. I guess that's what they're doing. It also means Amos is expendable.
There you go. Clean as a whistle. All right, step.
Oh, I forgot we had refugees.
What happens if one of us infected?
We'll cross that bridge if we get to it.
You mean you're gonna space us?
Yeah, we are.
And now we seize the prison badge. A chance post full of tourists looking for cheap gambling and cheap sex, which is good.
You seem awful aggressive for somebody whose life was saved.
Give him your arm and shut your mouth. Hey, while I space to myself.
Nobody is spacing anyone.
Ungrateful prick.
We should go back.
What?
What happened? Maybe he's over now. Maybe
Yeah, sure. You're full of good ideas.
a lot more could have been saved.
Yeah, why don't you tell them that?
Did you even try?
Bitch, you're on the Rocinante, so yes, we did try.
All clear.
I take it back. We are spacing you. Miller. Liking the beard, Miller.
And the quarantine of Eros Station continued to be a source of debate, as relief organizations testified before
Okay, so it's gotten out that Eros is offline.
Hey, you've been having trouble.
What, working the plumbing?
No.
Which end? Alpha, Omega?
You know,
Because I just took an explosive.
Never mind.
Hey, can you tell Miller's used to working alone?
At least we have to keep our hair.
Hooray.
Hooray!
Because they're only belters, somehow less than human. Because Eros is some backwater that...
Who is this? I can't read the name. Something.
Picked arrows to test their weapon on because they knew. Nobody gives a shit about 100,000 belters.
Yeah, it's 100K. I knew that.
Truth and justice. You still believe that? After everything you saw?
Yeah.
He's a paladin.
Me, I don't care much if justice gets involved. I just want him dead.
Rogue.
I never did say it, but thanks. For getting me off Eros, I wouldn't have made it without you.
Thanks for the lift.
Oh, this dynamic's working for me. I love these characters so much. This is my favorite collection of characters, I think, ever. And there's so much to learn about them. I don't know shit about these characters. Is that the blue shit? It's the blue shit. Put it back. Put it back. Put it back. Put it back.
Madam, did our government build those?
Here we go.
I want your viewers to listen closely.
I love her voice so much.
Fred Johnson was a military hero who became infected with the cause of...
Why would you say this? Because you don't know that. This just raises the temperature.
My father taught me something. Never listen to what people say. Just watch what they do.
My granddad taught me the exact same thing.
Hello?
Words can lie, actions can't.
Hold on, I can't hear you.
Yeah, they're trying to kill you.
Molecule seems to behave uniquely in each subject, mutating rapidly.
Dresden. In the corner it says Dresden.
The variety of outcomes I'm seeing is of a magnitude I can't explain.
Proto-molecule. They gave the goddamn thing a name.
Proto-molecule.
In making your decision, consider this. Phoebe was an extrasolar object, trapped by Saturn's gravity,
I knew it came from another solar system.
or merely a delivery system, a way to send a protomolecule to our solar system. It begs the question, sent by whom?
Okay, this is alien in nature.
First proof of extraterrestrial life.
And it's just more fucking death.
have no idea what's waiting there.
No idea how long they're sticking around. I mean, maybe they already know that you picked up their scent.
We're not going in blind. Tycho first.
Cap's right. Nobody asks you, no, Nick.
Ooh.
What are we gonna do with it?
Simple. We stick it on the end of a torpedo and we fire it into the sun.
Yeah.
I like that.
Hang on. What if there was a way to use that sample to create a vaccine? Maybe still help those people on Eros.
Those people are beyond help.
You don't know that.
So what happened to Julie?
That is too important to destroy right now.
Best liar on the Rossi just spoke.
Then we'll hide it.
Where?
Out here. No one knows we have it. No one even knows we made it off Eros alive. It'll be safe.
There's that word I don't understand in this universe.
Look around, see if there's a good spot.
All right. Alex, do it.
I didn't miss the fact that Amos called Holden Cap.
She's doing it again.
The Martians are being delivered as so sympathetic compared to. Is that a power suit? Listen to the servos. Wow.
Earth won't even be a real fight. 30 billion lumps of shit. Watching vid screens, stuffing their faces full of free drugs all day.
That sounds like Earth.
Travis can't hide from Earth by putting on that Martian armor. His bones are all wrong from growing up in full G. We'll keep him anyway. Hey, watch it.
All right, kids.
Whoa. Such like a savage nationality with the Martians. Understandable.
You'll be landing on Phoebe Station, securing the facility until we get a science team in for a deeper investigation. After Phoebe went silent.
This has got to be...
It's possible there was a fire or chemical spill, but all of the data cores have been wiped clean. This is a cover-up.
Yeah.
Well, lucky for them, because there isn't a team on the ship that doesn't want payback for the Donny.
In any case, we will keep it business.
Yeah. Keep it...
Prep your teams. Dismissed.
Boy, oh boy.
Up here.
Yeah, we got to keep the temperature lower here, people. We're walking the razor's edge of, interstellar or inter solar system war.
I knew people on that ship, too. Captain Yao was a friend.
Captain Yao was awesome.
We know those stealths were Earth-built.
So says Fred Johnson. Mouthpiece for OPA terrorists, and now Earth is accusing him.
Someone's wrong. They both are. I like this guy.
Half the Earth's fleet was headed to Mars to annihilate its former colony. If they couldn't have what we built, they were going to pound it back into dust.
It sounds like Earth.
Luckily for everyone, cooler heads prevailed.
Who with cooler heads?
All those resources to the military now. None of us will live to see an atmosphere over Mars.
That was the price.
But it's still worth fighting for.
Be safe down there.
There's that word I don't understand again. It holds no context for me here in the Expanse universe.
If the Martians know something, you need to get boots on Phoebe first.
Oh, boy.
If you want a weapon system from my project, then it's our mess. Sell the UN on a story, make it stick.
Wow, we are going to have a conflict out at Phoebe.
You're witnessing a discovery that could rewrite the story of humankind.
What do you know about this proto-molecule?
This was Julie's spot. Far from the house. She taught herself to shoot a bow and arrow at this tree. 9 years old. Just woke up one morning and taught herself.
I would have loved to have gotten to know Julie.
Even losing her was worth it.
Jesus. All right, Jules. You just killed a bunch of daughters on Eros, and sons and husbands.
But you won't be able to procreate, I'm sorry.
It's all right, I put swimmers on ice in the Navy. I never wanted.
Look how that puckered their skin. That's amazing.
Now that we're all done being irradiated, I think I'm gonna go check out this famous coffee machine you keep talking about.
Other way.
Miller's a fish out of water here. I like it. I kind of want him back on his own, but... Oh boy, there's no neck.
If you and I have something we need to get sorted out.
Oh boy.
We should get to that.
Yeah. We're here now.
Your pal, Simi? You're upset about that, right? I had nothing against him. I thought he was a decent guy.
Decent guy?
Yeah.
Do you think you would have got off Eros without him?
No. But Naomi made the call. End of story for me.
Oh boy.
When your pop pulled the gun, might as well shot himself.
All right, here's what I see, okay? You seem kind of like a trigger-happy whack job to me, so let me lay it on the table for you, all right?
Oh boy.
If you need to square up, you know where I am. Otherwise, you should move on, because you're poisoning the air on.
Oh, Miller, you're not going to win that one. Oh, Miller, I love you both. Please don't do this. Miller, you're coming off.
Stay down, Miller.
Yep, that's not what Miller's going to do. You're too old, dude. And you're too sick. And he will kill you.
Amos! Amos, no! Amos!
Jesus. He's a killer.
Okay, just go.
He broke the table too, Amos. Damn it. You almost snapped his fucking neck. Jesus. Amos is a force.
We put you in the crosshairs. We never should have made you the public face against Fred Johnson.
It was my choice.
Listen, we're going to beef up your security detail.
I'm already taking care of that.
Please, you're the one that tried to kill her.
Maybe you should take a few days. At least skip the meeting.
No. I'll be in 5 minutes.
He doesn't want you in the meeting.
If we place our ships in the paths of theirs,
they'll know we're ready for any planned acts of aggression.
Or it shows aggression.
Sir, if we de-escalate, I am convinced that they will respond in kind.
And erode our position if Mars decides not to give peace a chance.
Madam, do you concur?
Christian, this is why you were going to be killed, because you don't.
I do.
And that's not her position. At least the Admiral's level-headed, but I mean, he's overruled at every turn.
Am I bothering you?
Yes.
Yeah. It's just,
spitting up blood.
he's not your fella, right?
Zema Timber was a good man.
It's more like your kid.
Yeah.
Caught in a terrible moment, and he did what he thought he had to. So did Amos.
Great shot.
He's just always needed someone to help him out with the world.
And he picked you. Congrats.
Do you know that old story, Pinocchio?
No, I don't.
Never mind then.
Oh, I get it.
Let's see if Miller can suss out her lies.
Like his guide star, right?
It's Jiminy Cricket.
Like Julie is to you. How long you and her?
Never.
Never met her. I only saw her that one time. After they'd already killed her. I spent a lifetime watching all the evil shit people did to each other. Nothing got to me anymore. Holden was shocked by Eros. I was shocked it hadn't happened a long time ago. But Julie...
Boy, there's so many secrets behind Naomi's eyes.
She takes my hand. She tells me, you belong with me. I'm pretty sure I don't belong here.
You don't, but it's cool to have you here.
The UNN Nathan Hale is on a direct course to Phoebe Station. When we accelerated, they matched. And now the Nathan Hale is burning us. At this rate, they're going to beat us there.
Okay, so was the Nathan Hale the one that was going to Fred Johnson?
The command was unequivocal. Under no circumstances are we to allow Phoebe to fall under UN control.
Oh my God.
Prepare your team for drop.
Oh shit.
Who's gonna stop them mountains into fine Martian dust? So the rains fall hard on Olympus Mons. Who are we? I can't hear you! Who are we?
God, I like her character already. That's crazy shit, man. It's almost like the Cabal in Destiny. We drink the mountain, or we eat the mountains, we drink the sea type of shit.
The last time I saw you was at Charnapol's funeral. I suspect my son would have been going gray by now, too.
You seem pretty relaxed for someone who nearly got blown up.
This is a guy from Spartacus.
I've been out of the network for a decade. I handled flight security for a small firm with a lunar run.
Spare me the bullshit. I know all about your freelance work. You like screwing over the powerful to help the little guy. You break the law and you don't get caught.
Who is this guy?
When my investigation dead ends, I'll make an excellent scapegoat.
Who are the players?
Tell him.
Undersecretary Enright.
Christ.
I assume others?
Do they suspect you?
If they did, I'd be dead already.
They tried.
Waste. I need a spy. Are you in or out?
Now, if he's a Robin Hood complex, he's definitely in.
You hide your nerves by asking weird, inappropriate questions.
Huh. Do I?
I hope that hasn't been irradiated out of you.
He'll ask an inappropriate question here soon.
So, do you like space gladiator movies?
Speaking of gladiator movies or shows, Spartacus.
Can you hear me through the mask?
Yeah.
I can only imagine what you saw in errors.
What a scene.
We did not choose this, but this is our fight now. We're the only ones who know what's going on down there. The only ones with a chance to stop it.
Oh my God, I'm falling in love with Naomi.
This crew is depending on me. You've put your lives in my hands.
Music. What a scene. It gave me chills. It was so good. Boy, Naomi coming alive this episode. Actually, to be fair, the last two, 3 episodes, but really in this one. So amazing. What Alex does on the show is so underrated. Amos getting more comfortable with Alex and the others too. Captain to Holden.
Sorry.
I can't believe how that effect where it puckered the shoulder when as soon as it was injected, that it raised the shoulder. That was great. I think my man has been lifting playing Holden. I saw this shit coming. I didn't want to say anything. Here we go.
Sorry.
Holy shit. How's Amos going to react to this? I don't know what the relationship's like, but the size of this fucking thing. Now, is this the one that was going to Fred Johnson? I thought it was the Nathan Hale. Oh my God.
Why are we firing missiles?
Command must have forgot to check with us first, Private. Gang faces on. We still have our orders.
I like this group. She's tough as hell.
UNN Command confirms that the MCR and Scirocco fired 5 missiles in response to the Nathan Hale's hard burn towards Phoebe.
What the fuck? Why are they doing this?
Have any of their other ships changed course or launched or done anything provocative?
Yeah, give me intel to reflect your theory.
I know how the fucking thing works. Answer my question.
That's right.
As of 20 minutes ago, no.
Then what are we talking about?
First strike to me. The missiles are a message to back off, nothing more.
Captain of the Hale will likely fire back on the Scirocco as he's authorized to do.
As he was told to do by you assholes.
The Captain of the Hale knows what's at stake. He's a man of restraint. He's one of our finest.
You know Captain Yevgeny?
Since he was a little know-it-all at the academy debating me in philosophy, let this saber rattling play out.
We'll hold until we hear from the Hale. God have mercy on us.
Your plan sucks,
I
dude.
didn't know we shared Captain Yevgeny as a friend.
We don't.
An exceptional man.
Yes. Who never went to the academy.
Yeah, I knew she was lying. Christian's the best liar on the show, as far as I'm concerned. But then again, I don't know the extent of Naomi's dishonesty. Yeah, they're not shooting at you.
The Nathan Hale has not fired on the Scirocco. Their missiles were not intended for us. The Martians were targeting Phoebe Research Station, which sustained multiple direct hits. The ice moon fractured under the barrage and the fragments spiraled into Saturn. It's completely gone.
Ooh, I can't... Is he working with elements in the Martian side too? Okay, that seems to have gone to plan. They didn't need anybody getting to Phoebe.
So, Listen, I'm thinking to myself, I'm thinking, how often do we all just hang out together and just talk, you know, without work? No, without work. Hey, listen. So I'm thinking to myself, and I said to myself,
Self.
We ought to just do that, right? So, voila. That's lasagna.
It's voila.
Voila.
It's not bad, Marshall. You know, I remember a time in the series when there was real cheese.
They busted that black market curd cartel.
Curd cartel.
I busted that cartel. Yeah, it was me and Star Helix. We confiscated about 1,000 kilos of high-grade cheddar. It was bound for some luxury spa on Titan. Craziest thing, though, the whole shipment disappeared from the evidence lockup, that thing.
Or it just vanished.
Yeah, the security camera shorted out. What? Nobody saw nothing.
It's okay. Amos doesn't hold a grudge.
So the governor of Sirius gathers all the Star Helix cops together.
I love this.
This guy wants to know, what is a plan for catching these dubious, nefarious cheese thieves, right? Meanwhile, the whole room stinks like cheese farts.
I think I know that, Governor.
Teddy the detector, this guy was not.
Oh my God, I thought we were over. So good.
We weren't going to send you down to a slaughter.
One of us is worth 20 of them. They wanted something on Phoebe and we vaporized it. I'd say the fight's coming soon enough.
I hope you're wrong.
We all better hope they're wrong.
Maybe we can't have the dream of Mars until we've had that war.
I mean, she's a hell of a soldier, but this war is likely going to be one well above your pay grade. God, they're setting so much up. Holy shit, are they setting so much up? Oh, that's all they want. Oh, oh my God, this show. This show is so good. All right, everybody, we just got done watching the season 2 premiere of The Expanse. Checks notes. It doesn't have a name, everybody. It does no title. So my friends, the only thing we have left to do is to talk about it. All right, friends, we just got done watching The Expanse, the season 2 premiere, episode 1. Checks notes again. No name on this one, which is strange. You think they would have titled it, but they didn't. So because they certainly wouldn't have titled it something that doesn't exist in this universe that we couldn't possibly comprehend or understand or have context for. So I'll just leave it untitled. Friends, what a great way to start everything off. A lot of good, not necessarily resolution in like season 1 type of threads or anything. It's a lot of carry through. I mean, majority of it is carry through. But again, we've got a lot of new things happening. Obviously, they focused a lot of narrative attention on Gunny with the Martian like Marines or whatnot that she's in charge of. They're giving us backstory on that little unit of 4. So I'm expecting to see them again in some respect. And again, with this show, I always remember that anytime they give us kind of like backstory or plot beats on a character, again, they do it in such a masterful way that with a short period of time, they're able to give us information about the character and also elicit at least some type of, initial emotional response. By giving us the Gunny scenes, they focused it all on the Gunny. The other 3 members, we were given brief little spurts of, the one guy migrated to Mars at the age of 5. They chose Mars over Earth. He seems to have a chip on his shoulder because of it, whenever he's claimed as being an Earther or something like that. The other girl in the outfit is supposed to be the heiress of, was it terraforming, all the terraforming units on Mars. Got a little bit about that. The other guy, I don't know real well. I don't think we got any too many hard facts about him. But, with Gunny, we get to see a lot about Gunny, a lot about the person that she is. And, obviously her strength was kind of not called into question, it was displayed, whenever she's arm wrestling the exosuit and things like that, which, speaks of a great strength. But I think what they wanted more than the physicality that she presents is a conviction. And that conviction is really noted whenever she's willing to engage. You know, obviously you can say warmongering and things like that, but I don't necessarily believe that is. I think with the Martians especially, we have such a ferocious nationality, like a ferocious global love, you know, of Mars, that, you know, they've set themselves up as not like champions or the do-gooders or, you know, the morally right or anything like that. They've set themselves up as survivors and almost like I don't want to say world builders, but yes, you know, they're working towards a distinct and an absolute target, and to make Mars, you know, livable with an atmosphere and oceans like Lopez talked about. You know, that's their dream. That's their collective dream, which is a very powerful tool, especially for a colony or a world like that. When they're all kind of lockstep with that particular dream, that dream gets realized a lot faster. And it also means that whenever that dream is interrupted or delayed, that is that much more devastating to the populace. You know, we can only assume, you know, when she was talking about how the money that was kind of diverted from the terraformers to the military operation put everything back by 50 and 50, which means that nobody alive is going to have a chance to see these, you know, changes in Mars, this, you know, becoming of a planet that can sustain human life. I love that. And, you know, it speaks a lot. And I said this before when we first met Captain Yao and the crew of the Donager and Lopez and whatnot, that they were portrayed. Yes, were there hotheads among the group? Yes, we had some members of the Marine Force that died for our crew. Some members of the Marine Force were, but again, you know, kind of insulting. But again, it was, you know, you Earthers, you Belters, we Martians are working towards something. You know, it was, whether it was kind of like peacocking nobility, it doesn't really matter, because that's the way that they kind of collectively feel. And so they remain true to that. And it shows again that a wide cross section of Martians that we've had a chance to observe feel the same way. In fact, I don't think we've met a Martian that doesn't feel that way. And I would argue that it is infectious, because we saw with Franklin, you know, Franklin and Craig, who were going to migrate from Earth to Mars after his ambassadorial duties were done. Thanks, Christian, for screwing that all up. You know, they had fallen in love with Mars, you know, and so there's an attraction, you know, to that type of mindset, that type of, you know, working towards something that seems to be the bedrock of everything that the Martians sort of consist of. I like that. We have not had that type of kind of singular focus or direction, guidance. I mean, if you want to say, you know, putting into practice the patience of something like that, none of that's been displayed on Earth. None of it. You know, Earth is being set up as the general populace as being waiting for free handouts, drug users, you know, for recreational use, and you know, just basically watching TV type of stuff, which honest to God doesn't seem too far-fetched, you know. It seems like the natural progression of a society that's kind of built on these types of things we see right now. But I really like that group, fantastic world building on the pedestrian level with Gunny and that group. You know, we've kind of seen some of the larger or the more prominent people in Captain Yao and Lopez. You know, but we haven't seen the kind of the foot soldier. How does the regular Martian feel, or I don't want to say the lowly Martian, but the Martian that doesn't really have like the political power of some of these, or military power of some of these other people that we've come across. It's really great. You know, it's really great. And, you know, Alex always kind of adds in a little bit too with like the Martian philosophy. And I like that. And it was Alex who decided to have everybody sit down at the table, which kind of healed the Rossi a bit, you know, by having everybody sit down. We saw Amos and Miller kind of reach an accord, so to speak, you know, a knowing head nod type of stuff. Anywho, it was a great use of this opening episode to kind of pivot and say, hey, here's other things that are going on. And we got to see the Nathan Hale and we got to see the Martian ship kind of engaged a bit, and to realize that we are really close to a war between these planets, which is obviously what the undersecretary wants and what Mal wants as well. We'll see. moving on. We had the named element now. The blue is a proto-molecule. Also, it was said that it was found, I think I might be getting a couple of the context things wrong here, but it was found on an extrasolar object around Saturn. I think that's what they said. It was around Saturn, and it was an extrasolar object. So, which puts it as outside of our solar system, as I kind of thought about before. That was my argument, that it came from outside the solar system and it came into the solar system. Now, what they alluded to is that it was sent here and didn't like hop a ride on a comet or, you know, kind of pass through something that picked up the protomolecule and brought it here. They're saying that it was a delivery system, that it was sent here to this solar system, which speaks of a higher intelligence, which means alien life, which is crazy. But it also, that little discussion was able to basically give us the information we needed about alien life. There hasn't been any. You know, even to the point where, you know, you would think that since they're talking about alien life here and something coming as an extrasolar object into our solar system, if there had been examples of extrasolar life before, bacteria we talked about, you know, some type of like spore or fungus or something like that, that had like appeared, you know, maybe inert on a rock or dead, that was able to be, that they would have mentioned that, you know, oh, like the so-and-so meteor or something like that. Nothing. This is like the first example they said of extrasolar objects and alien life. Crazy stuff. I mean, honestly, it's to be expected because, like we said, the proto-molecule, or the blue that we saw kind of roiling around the outside of that sphere, doesn't look like anything, any tech, any science that we have seen so far in the human Expanse universe, you know. So it's interesting. It's very, very interesting. You know, they're still observing. We saw a couple things from Dresden that filled in and fleshed out some of the points of the proto-molecule a little bit, you know, needing to feed it a massive amount of bioorganic mass to see how it would respond, which I think is a fucking terrible idea, because what if in feeding all of this you create some type of like super organism that can swallow, you know, our entire solar system? But again, they felt it was compelling enough to send it to Eros to take out 100,000 belters, who Miller correctly predicted no one gave a shit about, you know, at least not enough to cause too much of a fuss when this whole place goes off. Which leads us, we spin around, we see that Christian is in definite danger. I'm convinced it's the undersecretary who is bringing these type of threats, these physical assassination threats against her. She suspected as much at the end of season 1 that she was going to be put in the position to not either be a scapegoat or to be murdered, you know, for what she knew or how close she was to these things that were going on. Now, I didn't catch the name of the guy. Oh, yeah, I did. Kotar, Cotyar, Kotari, something like that. He was that the actor that plays him, and I don't know the actor's name. He was actually in the TV show Spartacus for a long time. He played one of the gladiators that actually got hurt, I believe, and became like worked for Batiatus, who was the like the gladiator owner, you know. But anyway, I think he's a fantastic actor, and I'm really happy to see him involved in this, because he's going to bring something to it. Whatever he's given, he will definitely, you know, he'll be coming with hits for this one. I'm really interested to see, you know, a lot of the stuff that we see going on right now is razor's edge type of stuff, with the war being spun up, the war back at the UN, basically between the undersecretary and Christian, that's spinning up into play. You're going to have a lot. You can see that there is a manipulation at play at the command table between like the admiral and Christian, and a couple of the other people were, you know, as the secretary general is kind of being influenced by two opposing sides, and the undersecretary is losing right now, you know. But I put a pin in this. The undersecretary seemed pleased when Phoebe Station was destroyed, which makes me wonder if there isn't a similar element in the Martian side of everything that is either working with Mal and the undersecretary, or they're working towards the goal of manipulating a war or something like that. You know, the captain seemed pretty good on the Martian ship. He doesn't seem like he would be somebody that could, you know, be bribed or be kind of extorted or be, it seems like he has enough of a will and a strength of spine to be able to stand up to that type of stuff. But we'll see. We'll see. I've been fooled before enough times in the show. Briefly, I've been talking for a while now, but I wanted to be able to touch on our crew. Great stuff. Great little bits. Naomi and Amos speaking about the past days when they would just work together and say only a few words and kind of build and strengthen that proximity bond that they have, that very, very strong bond. Obviously, we saw Holden and Naomi consummate whatever type of relationship they're growing or returning to, or something like that. It always hints that they had some type of, maybe not necessarily romance, but maybe some type of I don't know, maybe is romance that they had before, but it seemed like that they were the most familiar, the two of them, upon like the crew of the night when we first started. Holden and Naomi seemed to know one another the best in that crew, if that makes sense. We got to see a whole bunch, obviously, the fight between Miller and Amos. Amos is such an interesting case to me because he possesses the ability to hold his aggression in check, which is surprising considering how lethal he is when he decides to wield it. But we also saw that in the ability to hold it in check, he didn't, Miller attacked him. Once he's engaged, there's no calling the dogs off there. He threw Miller on that table, made sure that Miller's neck was hanging off the side of the table, which speaks of a kill move. That speaks of he was going to grab him and he was going to break his neck using the leverage of his body against the table and the absence of any structure beneath his head and neck to snap it. And I'm convinced he would have if Naomi hadn't run in and saved him. Again, in many ways too, I think like peacocking like that, it's my second time I used that term, but this is definitely something like that. When these two, we had Miller, this had to come to a head. We had two alpha males, three if you count Holden, but Holden's got a code about him that prevents this sort of thing, sort of. Miller does not, Amos does not. Miller needed to have, was compelled for retribution because of what happened to Semi. And so that was something that needed to happen. And in many ways, I think that conflict between Amos and Miller needed to happen for Miller to feel like he had more of a place on the Rossi. Because he didn't, I'm going to get off, I'm leaving, this is not for me, this place isn't for me. And just that simple meal with the lasagna and that simple act of telling the funny cheese story and Amos laughing. And, I think I know that, Governor. Just like that. It seemed like at least maybe not all was forgotten, but in the moment, all was forgiven. And that's all you need. My friends, what a show. I have been blessed by you all to join me on to be able to watch and experience. I just really wish they would have named this episode. I can't believe they just went with an untitled first episode of the premiere for the second season. My friends, if you could do me a favor, hit that like button, smash that subscribe, ring-a-ding-ding that bell for notifications, and you'll be alerted next time we go live on YouTube with any of our Expanse, any of our Star Trek, any of our sci-fi. And of course, if you'd like any of that early or in a longer format, link to the Patreons in the description. And of course, if you don't like Patreon, join our YouTube memberships. You get the episodes at least 24 hours early. And of course, any bonus episodes like my case studies and things like that, you'll have access to as well. But all that is then, my friends, and this is now. Now it's time to say goodbye from inside the Expanse. But where should we say goodbye from? Well, it's only typical or only appropriate for us to say goodbye from inside the Rossi. But where are we? Well, we're around the table too, my friends. We're trying some of the Martian lasagna that Alex has prepared. We're in it now, my friends. We have lasagna, we have the churn, and we have the Expanse Season 2. I cannot wait. Until next time, my friends, Vulcan roll, and I'll see you.